What's up? My name is Echo Cosmos. Welcome to the Self Expansion Challenge, day 13. Now, I'm back to posting. My gosh. I just found myself putting on a mask. We're not doing that. Oh my gosh, we're not doing that. Oh my gosh. We're not doing that. Now, I stopped posting for a week, okay? Because I wanted to. You know, sometimes taking a break is good, to reassess, regroup, restart. But I tend to notice that in my recent videos, I would tend to put up a mask to have a certain image or to come off a certain way or to be a certain way, talk a certain way, act a certain way, be pish posh. And I just did that in this video. We're not doing that. We're not holding up a mask. We're not doing that because it's so annoying. Having to put up a mask, having to perform for motherfuckers who don't. Please don't get me started, okay? So, with that being said, we're gonna move forward. Now, I'm not sure what I'm gonna be talking about in this video, but I probably will be telling you some things. One, I will be posting a lot more consistently, okay? Because I've found throughout myself, like reflecting, that I haven't been posting consistently because one, was maintaining a mask that I was getting tired of, forcing outcomes, forcing topics, forcing it, and I don't need to force shit, okay? And then also, I got tired, I got bored, and I needed to regroup, okay? So that's ultimately why I wasn't being consistent. And then I was also scared because me being consistent was me actively getting rid of my comfort zone. And that is a process in itself. Not saying that I was not willing to let go of my comfort zone. Baby, I jumped straight in that bitch. But the process of doing that is hard, okay? So, you know what I'm saying? I talked about this on my Instagram, link in bio if you want to, or it's in the description, okay? But we're not playing anymore. Like it's gotten to a point where having to put up a mask to be a certain way, to have people engage with me, to have people like me, to just, it's boring. It's so having to be around people who don't like me. It's so boring. But on a good note, I found myself in the process. I'm accepting more of myself, which is really good because we need that. The world don't need another carbon copy, okay? So having to show up in whatever way that is, however it looks, that's what I need right now. I don't really need anything else. I don't really want anything else. What I really want right now is... Actually, I don't really want anything. If I'm really being honest, I don't really want anything. I feel like needing things and wanting things is boring. Oh, not saying boring as in like, stoic, like, oh, I'm trying to be a stoic or whatever. But it's gotten boring because everything that I want and desire is already coming to me. And just begging for it, asking for it, and getting bent up out of shape because it's not here, it's getting boring. You know what I'm saying? Like me right now, I want to go shopping, but I don't have any cash. That don't care. I don't care. Like having to worry about that constantly is boring. That's boring. It's exhausting. You know how much mental space that takes up? So what? At least I'm alive, waking up every single day, genuinely. You know what I'm saying? It's like annoying. So, I got some tarot cards though. I'm really glad I do. I'm really glad I do. Also, check it out. Check out my other channel. It's in my bio. The link of my link tree is in the description and in my bio on my channel. If you feel called to them, okay? If you feel called to it, it's not for everybody, but if you feel called to it, go to it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, interact with the other stuff. Interact with the other stuff. Roses smell so pretty. I think this is. I believe this is Ruby. Yes, I named my flowers. Okay, I named them. Ruth, actually, not Ruby, but I keep wanting to call you Ruby for some reason. But your name is Ruth. I think I might have to change your name to Ruby because, yeah. Anyway, I talk to plants. Because why not? Look, you know how people be like, oh, they're talking to plants, they're crazy. Oh, they're talking to trees. Oh, they're talking to animals. Oh, they're crazy. They're crazy. Bro, at the end of the day, why are we always trying to be so normal? Why? What does that get us? What does that get us? Genuinely, what does that get us? Being normal? That's boring. And I'm saying boring a lot, which is cool. I like that. But there's no excitement in being normal and fitting in. There's no excitement in that. Ugh. Yes, I named each and every one of them. Each and every one of them. Okay? Wow, they look so cool. Hold up, I'm gonna take you guys out. I named each and every one of them. Okay? And I talk to them. Okay? Because they're alive. Yeah, they're alive. So I'm talking to them. And they're pretty. I love each and every one of them because they were almost about to die, but I put them in water and I saved them. Well, yeah. So they're good now. They're luscious, expanded. Before they was wet and not wet, but like wilting and just loopy and wilted, and they're now hydrated, alive, bloomed. You know what I'm saying? They're just beautiful. Anyway, I kind of want to change my clothes because it's uncomfortable, but we just chilling, okay? I also found myself trying to be overly intelligent, where I felt like I have to prove that I'm smart or prove that I have knowledge or wisdom. And it's so weird because a lot of that is pressured. I don't need to prove that I'm smart. I don't need a degree. I don't need a degree to represent my intelligence. Baby, me being here right now is representing my intelligence, okay? Even if I'm not showcasing it. A lot of people would love to underestimate me, think I'm just some person who's out of my mind or just naive as fuck. Sure, I actually don't really care, honestly. And I also noticed that too, where I found myself caring a lot when I genuinely don't care. And it's crazy because I genuinely do not, but I found myself trying to care too much. It don't make sense. What do I need to care for? You know? I mean, yeah, other people could say whatever they want, but how is that going to serve me? I mean, yeah, people might say, "Oh yeah, you're actually really smart. Oh yeah, you actually are cool." Or people could be like, "Oh no, you're dumb. You're naive. You're slow. You're yeah." But like, they're both are not helping my internal growth. Like on a serious note, like really thinking about it, compliments and criticism is not helping our growth. But at the same time, it is. So compliments and criticism can literally not serve us and serve us at the same time because it's like, yeah, like the context of the things that are being said between the compliments and the criticism are not relevant to my internal growth, but the fact that I'm receiving compliments and criticism is a direct reflection of my internal growth, right? Because there has to be a balance between that. I feel like sometimes when we think of compliments or criticism, we put them in this good and bad category, right? When it don't need to do that. They're both the same concept. It's just the duality part of it. They're literally naturally the same concept. One is positive, one is negative. One is the positive side of the battery, one is the negative side of the battery. And they both literally are batteries. It's just whether or not you're putting it in correctly. You know what I'm saying? You can literally use these things as a way to fuel you as confirmation and know that you're actually moving forward in your journey. Or you can use these things as a source of energy, which is not the point. The point of compliments and criticism is for you to genuinely understand that they're there to boost you, not fuel you. You know what I'm saying? They're there to boost you. They're there to put a stepping stone. They're literally there to put a battery on you, right? Not the battery that makes you arrogant or prideful or just, you know what I'm saying? But the type of battery that will charge you, boost you up. The both the positive and the negative. You cannot have one or the other. You cannot be dependent on one and discard the other. Okay, that's why when people say, "Oh, you're doing something right if you have haters," exactly. You're doing something right if you have haters. That's the whole point of it. You know what I'm saying? You're doing something right if you have compliments, but if you're only depending on the compliments, and if that's where your internal worth is coming from, and if that's like your fucking stability is coming from is the good compliments and the positive things that other people outside of you are giving to you. You're literally building your foundation on things that are fickle. You're literally building your foundation on things that are literally not sustainable. You know what I'm saying? That's why compliments and criticism do not serve you, right? Because if you're only looking at these things as a source of uh as a source, as a way to build your worth on top of, that's going to crash and burn, baby. Like the fucking um cause why am I hearing, like the London Bridge is falling down? Yeah, baby. That London Bridge is falling down and it's going to keep falling. You know what I'm saying? But when you realize that the compliments and the criticism are not there to feel you, it's there to boost you because your internal worth is coming from you, right? It's coming from you. It's coming from the internal work that you're doing and not anything outside of you. That's when you use the compliments and the criticism to boost that, right? Because the only thing that criticism and compliments are meant for you to do is for you to continue turning inward and building your solid foundation. Okay? Because both positive and negative can become opposites. Okay? The positive can become a negative and the negative can become a positive if you choose it to be. You know what I'm saying? That could be a trippy thought for somebody, but you gonna get it. You probably gonna have to sit with that one, okay? But the whole point of these things, of the concept of compliments and criticism, is for you to turn inward and to build your worth from yourself. Not in arrogance or pride, but in knowing of your essence, of knowing of your core, of knowing who you are. You know what I'm saying? It's not only for you to, oh, I receive my, I feel the best when everybody is telling me how cool I am. Baby, you're operating from your ego, and your ego feeds off of the, compliments and criticism, okay? Good and negative. It feeds off of it. Your ego don't really understand positive and negative. It does, but it doesn't, right? Because because your ego will still go after the negative, thinking that that's all there is, and your ego will chase after positives and the negative. Your ego don't know what's positive or negative. You really have to sit with that one. So, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's literally what I was just like feeling this week. Is like, I don't need to prove that I'm intelligent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't need to prove that I'm smart to receive compliments or criticism. Because I even found myself trying to seek for criticism. And it's like, why do I need to look for these things? Why do I need these things if I already know who I am? And you know what I'm saying? And if I already know I'm smart, intelligent, gifted, wise, and I'm only 19, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to prove that I am. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to prove that I am wise, intelligent, and smart. When that's annoying, that's my own personal truth that I embody daily. So, you know what I'm saying? Because I have my own original thoughts. I don't need to have a carbon copy of what somebody else is saying so I can sound more intelligent because other people are saying this. So I have to say what they're saying so I can look intelligent like them. When I can have my own original thoughts. And my original thoughts is what shapes my intelligence. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing too. Like, why are we always so adamant in seeking for knowledge and showcasing it? Bitch, I don't want to prove that I'm intelligent and that I'm educated with a degree. You know what I'm saying? We sometimes look for credentials. This world made it so much about credentials, which is kind of part of consumerism too, because it's like, okay, I have to get the degree so people can see that I'm smart. I have to get the degree so people can see that I'm worthy of this job or of this opportunity. When you simply don't need that. If a company is going to see you for who you are, they are going to see you for who you are and not what you bring to the table. That because who you are is what you bring to the table. You are literally what you bring yourself to the table, okay? You are the table, okay? But if you're seeking for credentials like degrees and trophies and medals and whatever the fuck, applause, fucking compliments and criticism, because people thrive off of criticism. They a whole group of baby. Them people love criticism, okay? It's something about it's the kick that they get. But anyway. It's another part of consumerism. It's part of consumerism. Having to prove that you are smart, intelligent, and wise is by having the audience, the compliments, you know what I'm saying? It's all consumerism. This world, baby, the world that we're living in, do not push freedom no more. It's not pushing freedom anymore. It's pushing consumerism. Okay? That's what it is. That's what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Even me recording and putting it on YouTube is counteracting. It's counterintuitive. Even though I am getting a message across, it's still counterintuitive because I'm still using the fact that we're living in a consumerism based uh uh because I want to say ecosystem, right? Because if you know what an ecosystem is, it literally is like an organism, right? It's literally like the frameworks of life, and you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Baby, you know what I'm saying. But consumerism is so ingrained and so pushed heavily where that's all it is. And it's hard to get out of it when you are heavily in it, right? So even me recording and putting it online is still playing a part in consumerism because people are going to be watching this. They're going to be consuming my content because people are not actively looking for um people are not actively looking for life. They're looking to get by life. They're looking for a coaster. They're not looking for the ride of life. They're just looking for a coaster. You know what I'm saying? That's why people numb out through sex, drugs, all the things, right? But literally, it's all part of consumerism. Because, oh, if people are not going to talk about freedom, yeah, let's put consumerism. Because consumerism actually stops you from talking about freedom because freedom is actually what is the detriment of them. So they made everybody have an illusion of what freedom is, gave everybody some benefits, gave everybody some things that makes them feel good, plays into that psychology, the psychology part of the human body and how human nature plays into it, and literally push things that makes us feel good because we as human beings naturally want to feel good. So when they push things that makes us feel good, that give us a temporary high, that gives us a temporary feeling, that gives us a temporary thing, not from life itself, but from things outside of you, then that's when it becomes a part of the entire ecosystem that they got going on. It's no longer part of, oh, we want freedom because what do you want freedom from? Something that's actually benefiting you, right? If something's benefiting you and it's making you feel good, why would you want to seek for freedom? You know what I'm saying? It's an illusion. Consumerism is the illusion. It is the illusion. It literally is. Because if you really think about it, what are they trying to make you feel so good about to hide? What consumerism is the veil. And if they're putting the veil, aka consumerism, over freedom, what is the freedom for? What are we trying to get freedom from? Right? To see the corruption that they actually got going on, right? How they understand human behavior, psychology, all the things, even the spiritual part of it. All of these things, they hide it. But they're no longer using oppression as the source. They're using consumerism because as long as they can get you consuming and feeling good, that's when you don't have to look at the things that they're actually doing to you, even though it's right in your face. You know what I'm saying? Consumerism is a distraction. It's the illusion. It's the veil. So, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just things I realized this week. You know? I just realized that this week just by simply observing because you literally can learn so much by observing and internalizing and understanding, comprehending, and trusting what you're feeling and allow time to show you. But it's also clear when you truly see it for what it is. You just observe it. That's why I don't get mad when I see people talk about the Epstein files and shit like that, because it's already the part of consumerism. You're still consuming something that's making you feel something. Consumerism don't always have to be positive too. The wars, the people, yeah, consumerism. To help you stay in that low frequency. Yeah. You know? And I was sitting with this too, like not that long ago, because I was like, God, like, am I seeing something wrong? Like, all these people, I'm seeing like all these people get so angry about what's going on in our government, what's going on in the world. And it's like, should I be angry too? But then I had to take a step back, and God told me, and God like had to like bring me back and was like, what are you talking about? Don't get mixed up in that. See it, look at it. Being all bent up out of shape is the point. It literally is the point, because it's still part of consumerism. It's deeper. You see, the thing is with consumerism is that it's the illusion of, it's the veil over the depth. It's the veil over the layers. See, the thing is that consumerism wants you to realize and feel as things is linear. Even one is going deeper. Yeah, they will let you have access to certain depth, but they won't let you go deeper, because the consumerism is what they allow you to see and allow you to feel. As long as you can keep feeling this certain type of energy, that's all they got. That's all they need from you, baby. That's all they need from you. Keep feeling that. Keep feeling the anger. Keep feeling that stuff. Keep feeling it. Keep feeling the need to want to do something. That's what they want. Because the energy that you're giving off is all about frequency. Everything is energy. You're giving you're giving your energy away to a system that feeds off of any energy, because energy is simply energy. It's a fuel. It's quite literally life. So when a system that is corrupt and feeds on oppression, suppression, and corruption, it's going to need energy to maintain. So it's going to pull any energy, good, negative, positive, whatever, to maintain itself. Because it was never about, oh, morals. They play into that too. They use morality as a way to trick everybody into doing certain into doing certain shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I didn't want to play into that morality shit too, because they use that as a trap. They use that as a trap. They use politics as a trap. They use all that shit as a trap, because it's consumerism. Instead of actually understanding life, living life, understanding that none of this is that serious. Because when you see the fuckery for what it is, you realize how unserious it all is. So, you know what I'm saying? And people may watch this and be like, oh, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh no, you're wrong, because you did it. And play into facts of consumerism. People would be in here and be like, oh yeah, this is right, and get with the program. Or some people will watch this and be like, and be angry about what I'm saying, because what they're saying is conflicting with the belief of how the system is playing into their mind and their psyche. Remember, corruption is in the mind. When people are not in control of their own mind, that's when consumerism plays its part. Because consumerism is psychology, right? It always is. That's why people say, that's why it's also a thing where you have to meditate to escape your mind. That's an illusion. You can never escape your mind. It's your mind. Your mind is going to constantly be on. It's going to constantly talk to you. You just have to know how to decipher the codes. Which codes are coming to you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I feel like 'cause this is the thing though, because it's like, duh, but also, it's like not duh. You know what I'm saying? Because of the consumerism, because of the illusions, of the veils, of all the shit that's covered up, because they don't want you to truly see for real. Because when you truly see, when you're in control of your mind, when you're in control of your body, when you have access to full sovereignty and full divinity, that's when it is impossible to control and shape the perspective and the perception of individuals, of souls, because controlled minds are easily moldable. That's why they're attacking children at a young age, because children has multiple minds. It's psychology, human behavior. You see, the system already knows about human behavior, right? But see, sometimes humans want to say, oh, I'm learning about human behavior, and be like, oh yeah, human behavior, and use that as a way to read people instead of going within and actually trusting that stuff and actually integrating it within their own being, right? Because when people learn about human behavior, they're looking at other people instead of themselves, because they don't see themselves as human. Even though they know they are human subconsciously, they are not consciously seeing themselves as human. Because they're not consciously aware of themselves, because they're so focused on the outside instead of the inside. That's why people get lost in the human behavior shit and the psychology and the philosophy and all the shit, because they're really trying to be on the outside to receive the criticism and the compliments and the accolades and the credentials. That's what that is. Another aspect that plays into consumerism, the illusion of success. You see what I'm saying? Having an original thought it feels better than copying shit. Because you just regain clarity, okay? It's just a perspective. You just gotta see it and then understand it and think of it of your own, okay? And allow it to come through you, right? But you can never force knowledge to come out. You just allow it to flow through you, because it's not coming from you, it's coming from you. Because you're not your body. 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 Okay? You're not your body. You're a soul. And the whole part of the system is to gain energy from your soul. That's why they want you to be in your body so much and disconnected from your soul, because your soul is connected to source, aka God. Okay? And when your soul is connected to God, it cannot be easily controlled, because God is infinite, the point of creation. So when your soul is connected to the point of creation, and when you realize that your soul is the point of creation, that means your essence is infinite. That means when you allow your infinite essence to be in full sovereignty, full control of your body, that means you have control over your mind, emotions, spiritual health, all the things. Look, and I'm not finna fight nobody about this. If you disagree, bitch, I don't give a fuck. And if you agree, great. And if you don't, oh well. You see, again, like, none of that matters. Because Those who will get it, and those who don't. And that's natural too. It's duality. It has to be. It just has to be. Like a battery, it cannot be positive and positive. It's negative, positive. It's a natural part of creation. Creation is multi-dimensional. So you have to have negative and positive. That's just a natural thing, and that's inevitable. It's never, but see, the thing is, when we see positive and negative, we always attach these things as to morality, and it's never about morality. Yes, morality plays a role, but it's not the source of positive and negative. Positive and negative is literally just the energy of what creation is, okay? The morality part, the decisions, the actions, the consequences are literally just consequences and outcomes of the energy itself, because the energy of positive and negative is a natural part of creation. It's literally a natural part of creation. That's it. Like, there's no other way around it. It's never about morality, even though morality plays a role. So, yeah. Anyway. I want to talk about tarot too, because there's so many superstition around tarot, okay? For one, tarot originated from a game, which is crazy. But when you truly understand how spiritual teachers and spiritual people use it as a tool, because it's not a source, it's a tool that you use. Just like the Bible is a tool that you use, not a source. Okay? Because the source is within you. So if you put your faith in this and in the Bible without connecting to the source within you, you're putting your God outside of you when you're not seeing that you are your God. Okay? So, but anyway, tarot is not fortune. It does not read your fortune. It does not give you insight on certain specific things. Your intuition does that. Okay? Tarot cards are simply tools to train your intuition. Okay? I'm going to say this again. Tarot cards are tools to train your intuition. Each card comes with a meaning. Okay? We're going to use these three. This is the Fool card. Okay? The meaning of the Fool is about freedom, new beginnings, right? Expansive. You know what I'm saying? It can go deeper than that too, right? Okay. Each card has a meaning. The Four of Wands, it's 8. This is the 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands, moving. It's about forward moving, fast moving, right? 3 of Swords, heartache, pain, loss, sorrow. Okay? Each card comes with a meaning. I believe there are 78, correct me if I'm wrong. But there are 78 cards, okay? This is not traditional tarot that I have, these are a different deck. But the whole point of tarot cards are tools, okay? They're not sources, okay? It's a tool that spiritual beings use to train their intuition, their gifts of sacred sight, and their their clear cognizance, okay? When you use tarot, when you are an energy reader or an intuitive guide, use your intuition to tap into the energy of the card, which means your energy is constantly moving because everything is energy. The concept of when people think of past, present, and future, it literally is the reading of now based on the energy that came before and the energy that will come after from now. Because The concept of the past and future does not exist because it simultaneously exists right now in this moment. The past, present, and future is literally right now in this moment. So when you use tarot, you're not getting the information from the card itself. You're getting the information from you, your intuition, your gift of sacred sight. You're using the energy that you feel of the energy around you, because everything is energy. And when you tap into the energy, when you tap into the spirit realm, which is also an energetic realm, you allow the cards to envelop the energy based on the meaning of each card. You're not using the card to see into the future. No, you're using the card as a tool to put the energy down into something physical. Okay? You're not getting the information from the card. Yes, the card has its own information, but your intuition gives you the information. Okay? That's why on this deck, it literally says, trust your intuition. On the deck, inside the deck, it says, trust your intuition. It doesn't say, trust the tarot. It doesn't say, trust the tarot. It says, trust your intuition. Because your intuition is the source of information. Because your intuition comes from God. Okay? I just really never really got the superstition around it. They demonize things so much. Especially Christianity. They demonize things so much for a God outside of them. For being outside of them. It's so crazy. And I'm not saying that Christianity doesn't have its place for some people, for some souls, because some souls actually do need Christianity. But some souls are not all are awakening to Christianity. Yes, there are beings who follow God and not Christian. You don't have to be Christian to follow God. Okay, you really don't have to be, because God itself is not Christian. Source is not Christian. Source is not religious. Okay? Jesus himself wasn't even religious anyway. He wasn't even in the churches. The only time he was in the church was to expose the people in the church, not be a part of the church. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what are we really doing here? Not saying churches and religion does not have its place. Yes, some souls need religion because that's where they feel comfortable at. But that's not all that there is. Okay? Source is infinite. God is infinite. Its point of creation, it's infinite. It does not, it's like asking God to limit itself to one source. That's not what God does. Okay? That's not source. Okay? So, whew, baby, I talked about a lot of stuff, okay? But I'm kind of glad I did, because I feel like I've been sitting on this stuff for a long time. And I've just been like, oh man, like people are so weird. Because it's like, it's kind of obvious, but then also like listening to other people's perspectives and then listening to their thought process and then seeing how they're processing things and then noticing a pattern within that. It's like interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? Because this is human behavior, spiritual behavior, soul recognition, spiritual knowledge, religious knowledge, and then all the other things on top of that. And then it's just comes from observing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. Like, that's literally it. It just comes from observing and seeing it for what it is instead of what you think it is. This is the end of this video. Okay? And I'm so glad that you came to watch me. Okay? I'm sending you a rose. Okay? This is your rose. I want you to take it. Take it. Okay? You got it? Okay, boom. Period. You take that rose and I want you to talk to it. And I want you to tell it literally all about your life, okay? And then I want you to go to sleep. That's it. Because I'm pretty sure half of you guys are up at night. Even though I'm up at night. Because I'm a night owl. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes we do need sleep. We do need sleep. But it's okay. So yeah, my name is Echo Cosmos. Okay? And this is the self-expansion day 13. And I'll see you. Oh wait, blah, 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 blah. Let's going back. All my information and my other content is going to be linked in the description down below, and it's also in the bio of my channel. So yeah, please check that out. Check it out if you want to, if you feel called to, and if you don't, that's okay. I really don't care. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one.